This is Betty, owner and creator of Betty's Custom Design here on YouTube, Etsy, Facebook, and Instagram. So I figured I would bring you along today and work on some more layering techniques and shadowing in Photoshop. And so how we're going to do this, I have already, in previous videos, you've seen where I did these circles. And so that's what we're working on now. And so I'm actually going to go, and I could crop this, but it's just easier for me to just go ahead and erase the circles that I don't need right now. So I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful weekend. It has been a crazy busy weekend for me. Okay, excuse me. Now that I have that done, what I'm going to do is I am going to load this as a selection. I'm going to create a new layer, and I already have a pink color selected over here that I want, and so I'm going to hit that and fill it, and then I'm going to deselect it. Okay, now I'm going to move this above it. And then I think I'm going to take and I am going to make this a little smaller. Okay. And then let's see. Let's do one more layer. Let me get a different color. Let me get a color of something that I'm using in the tags. Let's get this. Let's pull this in, and let's do our eyedropper selection, and let's get maybe that darker. Let's try that. Okay, so now I'm just going to delete this layer because I don't need it. I'm going to go back to the layer that is the brown colored tag. I'm going to do load a selection. I'm going to add a new layer, and I'm going to fill it, okay? And then I'm going to hit deselect. Now I'm going to bring this brown layer on top of it again, and then I'm going to reduce the size again. So now I have these 3 layers. So let's go back to this layer here. And this is the, let me hide the other 2 layers so that you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm on that lighter pink. I'm going to do load a selection. I'm going to do a new layer on it. And I'm going to change the color to a dark, like maybe almost black. And I'm going to fill it. Okay, then I'm going to hit deselect. And then I'm going to do the Gaussian blur. And then hit done. Then I'm going to take that light pink layer and put it on top of that. And then I'm just going to merge it down. And now I'm going to hide it. Now we're going to go to the darker pink layer. We're going to do load a selection. Add a new layer. We're going to fill that in. Deselect. Gaussian blur. We're going to hit done. Bring that darker pink layer above it. And then we're going to merge down. And then hide it. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing to this one. We're going to load a selection. We're going to do a new layer. We are going to fill it, deselect, Gaussian blur, then bring the brown on top of that, and then merge it down. And now let me unhide all of my others. And so as you can see, it looks like it's stacked on top of it. And so I don't want that perfect circle. So let me hide that one. And I'm going to select the darker pink. And I'm going to just move it a little bit because, you know, whenever we're layering stuff, we don't always get it perfect. And then I'm going to do kind of the same thing to this brown one here. And I'm just going to, I mean, I can even put it like that to where it's going out. And then, let's see. Let's do a label. And let's just delete the labels that we don't need. I'm going to keep content. So I'm just going to delete all of these others, or when I say delete, I'm just erasing them. You know, and like I said, I could edit, I could crop it all out, but at some point I'm going to fix that pencil to where it doesn't go back. But when I get done with my videos, I forget about it. And so I don't think about it, and then I'm in the middle of doing a video, and then I tap the pencil wrong, and it does the back button. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to load a selection. We are going to do a new layer. We're going to color that. We're going to hit deselect. We're going to do the Gaussian blur on that. We're going to bring the label on top of that layer, and then we're going to merge it down. Okay? Then we're going to select that label. And I'm just going to put it on there somewhere. Okay. And then let's see, let's do a rose, since I did pick some of the rose colors. Let's do this one maybe. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to load it as the selection. We're going to do a new layer. We're going to color that layer, then deselect. We're going to do the Gaussian blur, and I think I want it blurry this time. I'm going to put the actual rose layer on top of the blur, and then I'm going to say merge down. Now I'm going to take this and let's see. I'm just going to put it on top of that layer there. And let me merge the I'm going to merge the the label down to that brown circle. And so now I'm going to take my rose, and I just clipped it down to the circle there. And I don't know why. Let me hide these layers. Okay, so now let's clip this down. I see what it done. It clipped down into the blur, and I really don't want that to happen. So let's do this. I don't know if I can go back that far. If I can't, we'll just redo it. It probably would have been just as easy for me to redo it. Definitely would have. But when have y'all known me to do things the easy way? Okay. So now that I went around my elbow to get to my thumb, let's go back and pick that, that rose that I want. Let's load it as a selection. Let's create a new layer. Let's fill it in, deselect. We're going to do the Gaussian blur. We're going to bring the rose on top of the blur, and then we're going to merge it down. Now I'm going to take this rose, and I am going to put it on that label. And there. Now we have the clear edge that I want. Okay. And so now I'm just going to merge it down. Now I'm going to take that label, and I am going to load it as a selection. I'm going to hit a new layer. I'm going to cover it or fill it with the black. Deselect. We're going to do the Gaussian blur. And then I'm going to bring it on top of the blur. And then we're going to merge it down. Okay. And now I can unhide the others. So let's move that darker pink, maybe to there. And let's move the brown one. Do we want to have it layered like that, or that looks fine. Let's layer it like that. And now let's grab that photo again of the labels. And y'all get to watch me delete again or erase again because I'm too lazy to do the crop. It would just be way too easy. And y'all know I have goofy ways of doing things. Okay, I'm just making sure I have everything deleted. And it looks like I do. Now we're going to do Lotus Selection, New Layer. We're going to fill it, deselect, Gaussian Blur, and then we're going to bring the label on top of it, and then we're going to merge it down. Now we're going to take this label, and we are going to place it right here where we want it. And what do you think? About right there? Okay, I like that. And now let's see. If we wanted to use this in, say, one of our, in a tag, and let's go ahead and do a tag, even though we done some yesterday. We'll do another one. I'm just looking to see where I have my tags that I created in Word. And it's like I told y'all several times before, I use many different programs. I don't use one program exclusively. Now, I don't want the blue in there because it would be too dark. So I'm going to go over here to my color and I'm going to fill that in. Okay. And so now I am just going to go and I'm going to my photos. And we've been using the ledger and lace, so let's continue to use that. I am just going to find the piece that I want to use. And then we're going to clip that down. We're going to go up here to our properties and we're going to hit multiply. I'm going to close the properties, and now I'm just going to go ahead and merge that down because it's the way I want it. Now I'm going to take the label or the little layered tag. Actually, I'm going to need to put the, I put the tag on the bottom. I don't know if you could see that, but I'm going to go up here and I'm going to merge down all of the elements of that little circle that we just created. And so now I'm going to select that. And I am going to, you know what we could do? We'll do that maybe in a different video. So I'm just going to put it right, I don't know, maybe right there. And then I'm going to merge it down. I don't know how that's going to work. No, I don't want to do that. So let me select this and let me just get it maybe up here. I have a hard time deciding where I want to put things. Okay. So now it looks like we have, and what I could have done was I could put a circle, like a little hole punch there, and I could put it there and make it almost look like a dangle type thing. But we're not going to do that today, or not right now. So let's slide this over out of the way. And let's make a pocket for this. And let's see. I done this design here in Illustrator. That's all I did. And so what I'm going to do is, because let's make this a little small. Actually, I'm going to leave it that size because we'll enlarge the tag. So I'm going to take and I am going to fill these areas right here with white. And the reason I done that is because the clipping mask needs something to be able to adhere to. So I'm going to go to Photos. I'm just going to get one of my ledger sheets, and then I'm going to clip it down, and I'm going to do multiply, and then I'm just going to merge it down. Okay, so that doesn't look like a pocket, but I'm going to get this, and this is another piece that I created in Illustrator, and I'm going to hide all of these other elements for now. And I'm going to go back to this one, and I am going to go back to my photos, and let's see, which one do we want to use? Let's use the white bruise. So I'm just going to get it about where I want it. I'm going to hit done. I'm going to, oops, you know what I didn't do? I did not fill that layer. That's why you have to fill it. So now I have filled it. Now I can go back and get the photo that I need. And now we can do that all over again because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. And now we can clip it down. And I hope you could see the difference there. And then I'm going to hit multiply. And then I'm just going to go ahead and merge it down. Now I'm going to unhide this layer here. And what I'm going to do, actually I don't want to select that layer. I want to go back to the layer that we just worked on. And I want to bring, and it looks like my Photoshop is trying to crash again, and it has been crashing for the last couple of days. I've got a couple of messages from Photoshop about it crashing. And yeah, it's, you can kind of see, let me see if I close out of Photoshop, if it'll, I don't know if it's because of the iOS 15 that I have, but Photoshop keeps giving me messages that they've crashed and they're sorry, and I don't know. So let's hide that layer. And let's just try that again because I don't know if it's going to do right, and I just don't want to deal with it. So let's fill this in with the white. And then let's go get a photo. Let's go back and get that photo that we've done. Third time is a charm, hopefully. And I'm just going to place it there. I'm going to clip it down. I'm going to select multiply. And then I'm going to merge it down. Now I hid the layer properties. And I'm going to go back over here, and I'm just putting it in. And you don't have to do this. I could have just clipped the whole thing together. The only reason I didn't is because I wanted it to be a different side. And so there we go, and we can clip it. And we can merge it down. I gotta unhide these things. Let me delete this layer here. Okay. And I'm going to open the tag. So now I'm going to go back up there and I'm going to merge that down. So now this is all one piece. Now let's go over to our tag. Let's select it. I'm going to put it, let's put it on top for right now, just so that we can get our measurement. Okay. and I'm going to select my tag. I'm going to go right here, and I'm just going to make my tag to where it is a little bit bigger, or I mean, sorry, a little bit smaller than that. And then I'm going to move my tag. So now I have a tag and I have a pocket. And we can do the same thing with the pocket. We can get a photo. Let's go over here. Let's get another label and let's do memory. And I'm just doing the same thing. And I'm just erasing everything else. And I apologize for my dogs. Y'all know y'all are going to hear dogs on my videos. Okay. Now let's load that as a selection. Let's add a new layer. Let's do it that dark colored. There, see, Photoshop is really messing up right now. Okay, I'm going to pause the video because I'm going to have to shut everything down, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. I don't know if this is going to work. We may have to start over. Okay, it looks like it's okay. I tried to remove myself from the... No, it didn't. It done that same... It done the same crazy thing. I'm going to have to unenroll from the beta program. It's not working for me. So let's try this again and see if it can at least let me. Oh, well, it probably helps if I do that. Okay, so we're going to delete all of this because it's being crazy. And let's just, we're just going to go back over here. Let's just do an, let's do one of these with the, okay. And we're just going to do the entire thing so that we're not taking you guys through all of that craziness again. I mean, you know, that's part of trying the beta programs for Apple is you get, sometimes they work great and other times they don't. And then you do like I just did, and I forgot to color in my layers. So let me hide this. Let me go back to here and let me color all of this in. Now I'm going to go back up here and now I'll clip it down. And then I'm going to do multiply. Okay. Now I'm going to take, and I'm going to, see guys, I've gotten aggravated with it and making all kinds of mess ups. So what I'm going to do, rather than go back and find the tag and all that we just did, I am going to pull one of the tags that we created. I think it was in yesterday's video. Oh, and the bad thing is I've already got it. Let me see. Yeah, let's pull one of these tags. Let me delete. But I don't have those saved as a transparent background. And I should have. I'm just trying to think of, you know, smart ways I could. Let's just use this tag here. We will publish and export. We'll save it as a PNG. We're going to save image. Then we're going to go back over here. I'm just going to pull that in. And it still didn't save it as a Lord. It's always something. I'm going to hide that. Let's show you. We're just going to do this. Now, I'm telling you, this is a wonderful tutorial, isn't it? This is to tell you what not to do. Okay, so we're just going to do that. We're going to crop it over like that. I'm going to do effects, background remover. And then I'm going to save as a PNG with a transparent background. Now we're going to go back to Photoshop. Now we're going to go and pull that in. And now we have our transparent background. So I'm going to take my tag here and I'm just going to enlarge it to where it is about, I want it a little bit more narrow than the pocket, and I've got that. And then so I'm going to pull it there. And then let's decorate the pocket. This is where we were at earlier. And we're going to get another label. Hopefully this will work this time. We are going to do memory. And you know, I'm going to leave, I could edit all of this out, but I'm going to leave it in because you're going to have stuff happen when you're doing this kind of stuff. And the biggest thing is just don't get stressed over it, and just, you know, you can do it. There's ways to get around it. So I'm going to leave it all in. You know, if you guys don't like me leaving this kind of stuff in, just let me know in the comments. Or if you do enjoy me leaving this kind of stuff in, leave that in the comments too. Just so I'll know. You know, but I want you guys to see the real. You know, I don't want you to think that everything is just always super easy and everything always works out perfect, because it doesn't. And I want you guys to see that. So I just merged that down. I'm going to take this and I am going to enlarge this tag, this label just a little bit. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and merge it down so now that it's part of that. And let's go and get another, let's get another rose. Let's get this one here. And let's do the same thing. Let's load a selection. We're going to do a new layer. We're going to fill it, hit deselect. We're going to do that Gaussian blur because this is what gives it that layered effect. We're going to put the rose on top of that. We're going to merge it down. And then I am going to take, and I'm just going to place that rose. I think I'm going to place it there, and I'm going to, that's not what I wanted to do. I see what, I need to bring that rose on top of the actual pocket there. I had it on the, for some reason I had it on the, what do you call it? On the tag. Now I'm going to clip it down. Okay, so there is our layered pocket and tag. We've layered several things of it. Now we can also put some lace on it, since this is the ledger and lace kit. Let me go to my downloads. I have some PNG of lace. Let's see. Let's do this piece of lace here. Let's bring it on top of the tag. Okay, and I think I want it to be white. Let me merge these down. Let me see. This one I have hidden for some reason. We're going to delete that layer, and I'm going to go ahead and merge this down as well, so that kind of saves that size. Now I'm going to go back over here to the lace. I'm going to do load a selection. I'm going to do new layer. I want my lace to be white, and so I've done the white color and I've done the fill. I'm going to deselect. I am not going to do the Gaussian blur right now. Now I'm going to delete the lace, the actual lace layer, and I have just the actual lace that we just done. Now I'm going to load that as a selection. Oh, no, I'm not, because I just deselect. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's what I want to do. Now let's just hide that. Okay, so now let's go back to this lace. Let's load it as a selection. Let me see. Actually, I don't want to do that. Let me grab a color off of here. Let's do that pink. Now let's go back to our lace. Let's load it as a selection. Let's do a new layer. Let's do the fill, deselect. We're going to do the Gaussian blur on that. Now I'm going to take the white lace and I'm going to put it on top of that pink that we just did. And then I'm going to merge it down. Okay. Now I'm going to take that, and I think I want to flip it around. And how do I want to do this? Do I want it to be, I think I want it maybe just like that. I don't want the whole thing. And then I'm gonna, excuse me, I'm gonna delete that layer there. That was the actual lace layer. And so now I'm going to clip it and use the clipping mask. And so now you can see it looks like that lace is layered on top of it. And there you go. So I think that's enough for today with my Photoshop messing up. I'm gonna, when I get off here, I'm probably, excuse me, going to restore this back to the iOS 14 so that I don't have these issues for right now. Normally I wouldn't mind because that's part of doing the beta program with Apple. But when I am working and trying to get stuff done, I just don't have time. So anyway, thanks so much, guys, for watching and for sticking with me. And again, make sure you let me know in the comments below whether you like me leaving all of the issues in that I have, or if you would prefer that I take them out. Just let me know. I don't mind either way. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.